Now let's look at iloc. Okay, iloc is indexing based on position. We use iloc for the following cases: selecting rows and columns maybe based on their integer position in the data frame. What's also important to note is that contrary to .loc, .iloc selection is exclusive. That's because .iloc uses implicit index. .loc uses explicit index, so there is both sides. If you provide a range with a colon in between, both ends are inclusive in .loc. In .iloc, it uses implicit index. That I, you can think of the I as implicit location. Just loc is explicit location, iloc is implicit location. So therefore, with iloc we can easily select rows based on integer position of the rows in the data frame, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So the ending index is exclusive, it is not inclusive. So this doesn't necessarily mean that the integer position corresponds to the index label value of the row, as we should see soon. So implicit indexes, location number 0, 1 must be used. Row is assumed only when one index is given. This part is the same as before. Okay, so now, okay, so this is the implicit index 5, not explicit index, like in regular loc. If you did df5.loc5, it will give you an error because there is no explicit index with the value 5. iloc is going to go to starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and that row, and if you omit the column index, all the columns are included. Okay, so here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is df5. Okay, let's get df5 printed here so we can see. Okay, df, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is that one. So that's what you see. Okay, now if you provide two indexes, okay, so then it's going to be row index first, column index next, and of course colon means all. So the first index is colon, so that means all rows, and the first column index is 0, implicit index. We are not using the column name here. Okay, this is the first column. Okay, and here we're using a range of rows and a range of columns. Once again, now remember, when you're using iloc, okay, the ending part is exclusive. So here this means starting from the first, from the very beginning up to 4, 4 not included. So you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, so 4 is F4 is not included. And then you start from 0, 1 all the way, column wise, so 0, 1 all the way to the end. And if you want a list instead of a range, okay, for a range you'll use the colon. But if you want selected row numbers and selected column numbers, okay, so then you use not contiguous, then you use a list. So here row 0 and 2, columns 1 and 2. Again, implicit index. Okay. All right. So now here we'll look at DFQ17C. Okay, first one is access the record for Cooper. So DF Q17C dot iloc. Okay, now I'm using implicit location. So this will be 0, 1, 2. We want the entire record, right? So we just say 2. Not saying, there is no comma and then column labels. So therefore, all columns are included. So that's A. And B is weight of Cooper. So now B df Q17C dot iloc. Okay. Now we want Cooper, so it is 2, and weight. Okay, weight. What is the implicit column number for weight? Column number is 3. So you get the weight. Okay, so let's. We can also use any questions up to this point? Loc and iloc for accessing rows of data, columns of data, and so on. Okay. Now we can also use Boolean mask inside square bracket with loc and iloc. So if you use df5 dot loc and then you provide a Boolean mask. Okay. So this is going to do the selection. Now you're not giving a list of rows, but you're simply saying giving a condition. So here we are saying look at this column df5 pop and greater than 3. Select those rows that are greater than 3 for pop. So he's going to select these two. Okay, so that's a Boolean mask. Okay. Now you can combine with the Boolean mask. Okay, if you just give the Boolean mask and nothing else, then the all columns, the rows that satisfy the condition, and then all columns will be displayed. So if you specify a list of columns, then only those list of columns. So you specify a condition that is for selecting rows, comma, the columns we want. Okay. Okay, so here from the data frame dfq17c access the name, weight, and age of smokers. Okay, so we have dfq17c dot loc. Okay, now dfq17c smoker. Okay, so now smoker itself is, what kind of a column is that? Smoker. It's not a Boolean column, is it? Okay, it's not a Boolean column. So we have to specify what? That should be true, right? True is a string variable here, right? Okay, let's look at what that thing is. dfq17c info. So smoker is an object. So, well, it is converted into a Boolean, I guess. Okay. So smoker equal to true, and if I don't specify any column names, then all column names are printed. So then if you want only selected columns, then you provide the columns as a list or a range. Okay. Okay. All right. So condition for selecting rows, and then the names here, names of columns that we want.